Morning. R1011's got a new victim.
Hello, how you doing? You alright?
Mr. Andy Kitchen from Lincoln. I'm going up just to Middle Black Clough, so I just parked up on the Woodhead Pass. Just walking down, going to cross the river, go up to Middle Black Clough Waterfall. Double back up near Black Clough. Divert off piste over to the Wellington. If everything goes well from there, carry on off piste around the edge and over to the Blenheim, up to Bleaklow Head, over to the Defiant on near Bleaklow Stones, down to the Botha, and then divert across the moor and come back down for Black Clough. 10 miles roughly. The main decision for the way back, depending on what that was going to be like, normally that's a ford and obviously it can be quite deep, so a bit tricky to get past, but today it's quite dry, so that's going to be the preferred route back. So now just up through the woodlands to the end, and then across the river up to the waterfall. Bit of a scramble, but the river crossing shouldn't be anything dramatic looking at what I can see at the moment. The scramble to Middle Black Clough via various deadfall. So I dare say that's there. It is flowing, but not dramatically. Middle Black Clough Waterfall. Not particularly overflowing, but flowing. Just on the scramble back down from Middle Black Clough and then back to the river crossing, which is quite dry today. Back to the river crossing. I bought my poles to assist with any river crossings, but definitely not needed today, so they'll stay stowed on the bag. From here we're going up to near Black Clough, whereas normally I'd been going down there to a trail what takes us up, but apparently this goes up there, so that's a relatively new trail I've never seen before, so we'll give that a go to looking at. I think just on the side of a steep non-pathed hill, took a path I've not seen before, which allegedly went to into say where we're going. It doesn't, so so I had to improvise up the side of the bank. I say, you're not coming again.
What was the path?
Well, on the path. Cover a bit of ground now then. Okay, on the path of near Black Clough. Carry on along this trail all the way, bring you out at Bleaklow Head. So what we're going to do, we're going up here so far, and then we're going to dive off the piste over to the Wellington, carry on in theory over to the Blenheim, and come back up to Bleaklow Head from the Pennine Way, and then rejoin this path further up before we dive off onto that side to go to the Defiant and the Botha ready to break off the moor, or break off the trail, and go off-piste over to the Wellington, so I'll be able to see how it is on foot, and go from there. For the moment, this way, 632 metres.
Big drop off.
Okay, just approaching the first target, or second target of the day, I suppose. First and boom, Middle Black Clough Waterfall. We're just approaching then the second target, which is Wellington bomber debris, and it's definitely a bonus that it's dry. It's supposed to be raining later on this afternoon, but so far so good. Crash site of the Wellington, 30th of January, I got right, 1943. We just left the Wellington, and now heading over a bit of an unknown quantity, because normally I come over to the Wellington and backtrack the way we came, but we're going to go across to the edge above Shining Tor, Wildboar Clough, and try and pick up a trail from there. So I've got about 400-500 metres off piste, and then hopefully hit a track, and that'll take us over to the Blenheim. Well, chances of that, slim to none. We just left the Wellington known debris site, probably about 150 metres that away, heading off piste to go over to one of the edge tracks over there to head over to the Blenheim, and we just walked straight past. Oh, well, I walked straight past it, I didn't see it, but Andy just clocked it out at side of his eye. So bonus, extra bits of, it's got to be the Wellington, can't be anything else. There's nothing else up here. There's Wellington, says about 150 metres that away, so there could well be other pools up here somewhere. But the next closest wreck is the Blenheim, which is what we're going to, and that's about a 1.5 miles away, so definitely not going to be that one. Good find.
Yep.
Stable Clough. It's the first one, which cuts across. Then just over the rise there will be Shining Clough.
Yeah.
Which is a scramble. Not done that one, I can't find access to it yet, so I'll come up through private land. This is a gas pole. Okay, we've done with the off-piste for the moment. We're on a shooting trail. So I'm just going to follow this, presumably goes to the head of the clough. And anyway, we've got to get over that way, so whatever works. Things you do for fun. Yeah. So we've just been following a bit of a trail, well, not a bad trail, and then that filtered into a not much of a trail, and now we're into make it up as you go along trail. So I'll say we're heading over towards the Blenheim. So we're now off piste and make it up as you go along, heading over towards the edge near Shining Tor, and hopefully pick up a track from there heading back towards Wildboar Clough. Once we hit that trail, then we're good. Until then, it's a bit make it up as we go along. Alright, hopefully done with the off-piste for a little bit. We've intercepted the trail I knew was here, but I didn't know where. And it was here somewhere. Well, I weren't sure where it actually started, but we appear to have intercepted it about 300 metres ago. So hopefully this is going to take us around to Wildboar Clough, and then a little bit more off-piste over Sykes Moor to the Blenheim. But at the moment we're back on some sort of trail, so we can cover a bit of ground a bit quicker. Just approaching the top of Wildboar Clough, which is that there below me, which is still looking mighty dry. So still going to be passable for a bit. So we're about to close the loop of the new section I've not done before, till I get to this corner. So from the Wellington over to about another 100 yards is all new, and then I'm on familiar terrain after that. It usually happens. Start spitting the wild back, so I put my coat on. That's what normally happens. As soon as I put my coat on, it stops raining. So I just carried on about a mile or so with my coat on. Got to the top of Wildboar Clough. Thought, right, stop for a bit of a drink and something to eat, take my coat off. Something took my coat off. Started raining. So I mean, it's still sort of spitting now, but nothing too dramatic. But I've gone full waterproof, got my over trousers on and raincoat. So generally what happens there is it'll stop raining again. So it's top of Wildboar Clough. It's about to head over to the Blenheim, which is about 500 metres into Sykes Moor. Just approaching the debris pool for the Blenheim. Crashed 30th of January, the same as the Wellington we've just been to, but in 1939. Okay, just landed at the Blenheim, the top debris pool just here, and then the main debris pool just down there about 60 metres. Blenheim.
So molten, as you can see, molten and ploughed straight into the side of the hill.
Blenheim main debris.
Yeah, I would have been out. I would have been out by about 60 to 80 metres. Anyway, look at this. So, you've got the massive wreck site. This is where it goes. So, show you. So, Pennine bomber, series L1476.
Been up to the Blenheim, now we're on the trail what takes us back over to intercept the Pennine Way. Straight over. Follow this trail, it's going to intercept a grouse butt, and then about another 80 metres from there is the Pennine Way. Grouse butt number 8. Just down here is the Pennine Way. Ta-da! Bleaklow Head, minus pole. Just left Bleaklow Head, so now diverted off roughly eastish onto near Black Clough trail again, which is what we sort of came up on earlier, and then we diverted off to go to the Wellington. So if we stay on this trail, it would take us obviously back down towards the car as a bug out kind of thing.
Hello.
Hey up. Nice to seeing you here. Nowhere, roughly in the middle of. Just heading over towards near Bleaklow Stones. About 250 metres away from the Defiant. So unfortunately it's been quite dry. We've had a few little bits of shower but nothing dramatic, and the ground's pretty much dry. So now we're just heading over towards the Defiant, and then down to the Botha and over to Far Black Clough and back to the car. Simple as that really. About 60 metres from the Defiant debris first pool, main pool, and then there's several other smaller pools scattered about. Main debris pool of the Defiant, crashed 29th of August 1941. This is the main pool, and then there's a couple more smaller pools a bit further down this little gully where we are. And tempting fate, I've took the coat off and back to t-shirt again. It's a little bit blowy, but not too bad. But we've got a bit more sort of blue sky above, so I think we're done with the showers. So I've wrapped the coat up and put it away. So we all know what that means. Torrential rain imminent. So Defiant. There are some other bits which this should take us to a little piece over here. 38 metres. So some more little bits of the Defiant.
Yep.
And not a lot. Main pool's over there. Some more Defiant.
Same.
Yeah. And now we're heading basically over there to the Botha. Could see it a little while ago, got sun shining on it, but can't at the moment, but it's over there anyway. Off piste it basically over to the Botha, pick up that, and then that's the final target. So sort of mission accomplished, and then head over that way, so off piste a bit more to get to the shooting trail, and then we're on trail for the rest of the way back downhill, back to the car. Still a ways yet, but we'll get there in due course. So we're heading into a bit more marshy area, a lot more water appearing. It's been bone dry everywhere else we've been so far. We've got a few more substantial water courses to contend with, or potentially so. So I've just got to try and pick us way through and stay dry. And therein lies the mission. Heather.
Yeah.
In bloom.
In bloom.
I'll put camera away and get navigation out, because we're up and down cloughs. Not for the faint-hearted up here.
Yep.
Especially when weather comes down. You can't see now. Spongy underfoot.
Yeah.
Several water courses to cross, but fortunately they are all dry. Just ahead of us, 56 metres.
Wow. That's it.
There's several pools for this. Two main ones, which was in front of us here, and then several little sort of remote sections dotted about. So here we are, Botha. just come up there, which is where Defiant was on that rise. So once we've done here, take bag off, take a few photos, have a drink. We've then got a mission to drop down into the clough and up the other side, and then over there to pick up a shooting track, which should be fun. So Botha, there's a bit more of it up yonder, and then there's another couple of sections of it. We've got to drop down this clough, which is Middle Black Clough, in a minute, up the other side and up over that rise to get to the shooting path. More sections of Botha. As I say, there's these here, there's a section up there, and then the main debris pool, probably 100 metres up yons. So now the fun begins. And down comes the rain again. I tempted fate, be taking my coat off and my over trousers, and now I pay the price. Rain over there, rain here. We're getting into some serious terrain now. Probably a lot of water, which we've evaded so far, but we've got quite wide water course. I'll just be flagging across it. So how dry is that flagging is the question. Okie dokie, done with the terrain. Now back on a graded path all the way back. It's got the ford to cross, which was looking quite dry, so that should be okay. And then seat car from here. About a mile to go, basically, about a kilometre down to the ford, and then about there and back up the hill to get up to the road. But other than that, mission accomplished. A bit longer day than anticipated, maybe, but what don't kill you makes you stronger, so they say. Okay, we've just come down the access trail to Far Black Clough, so we're just at the bottom now, and got across the ford, which should be relatively easy. Alright, final stretch, just down here to the stile, across the river and back up that service road, and the car's just up the top. Nearly at the end. Now normally I park down there at the bottom of this hill. Today, fortunately, we didn't do that, and we parked on the road, which is quite beneficial because we've been out all day and the gate is shut, so I'm not out of mission squeezing through there. It's a combination look, so 10 minutes I've had that tracked. 8 hours 44 minutes, 11.79 miles. Yeah, 8 hours 44 minutes, 18.54 kilometres.